Even the alleyways are nice here. I noticed something, I noticed a while ago, but I didn't really feel the need to make like a note about it, but I guess now I'm going to. I noticed there's it's usually in the morning, but I'm seeing a couple out here today. Homeless dudes pushing wheelchairs with stuff in them, almost like they're working for someone or something. I used to see them in the morning, and look like they're hospital wheelchairs, and they'd always be moving around in the morning. And a lot of guys that were doing it were like regulars, guys that are out here, but not the crazy ones. Like I always say, there's two different kinds of homeless people. There's the regular homeless and the street mutants. That's just the general. Really, whenever you have a large population of any kind of people, and we do have a large homeless population here, there's all kinds of different people in that. But broad strokes, it's usually the problem people, and then people trying to get their shit together, you know. But then there's some middle guys that aren't looking to get back into any kind of situation, but they're also not dangerous or causing problems. They just kind of hang out and do their thing. Those are a lot of guys. Those are guys you see me talk to, or like give them money or something, cigarettes. They're cool. Like they see everything out here, so they're good for like information and stuff. But so it's all those kind of guys, you know. I always wonder what they were doing. If maybe the state gives them money or something to pick these up and do them. I didn't know what they were for. And then I saw one today where a guy, again, he's pushing one, it's empty. But then next time I saw him, he had like an older man in it. And the older man looked, I don't know, he looked like a tourist or something. I don't know. That's a strange thing. I wonder what that's all about. Because it is a thing that's happening. Like I watched it. Very good with pattern recognition. That's why a lot of people don't like people like me. They don't like you noticing things. You know, it's very problematic. Also, it can be racist to notice things. It's really not, but they use those words to try to keep you from talking about what you might have seen. But yeah, there's something with that. I don't know what that is. I'm not saying it's nefarious or anything, but it's one of those things that's happening. Notice a lot of new graffiti today too, in places they normally don't do it. You know, they're usually good with it though. They come and they wash it off fairly quickly. But again, that's just add to the list of problems that we simply never had here before. But when you bring over the people who do that kind of shit en masse, they're going to do that kind of shit. You know, it's just how it is. But yeah, Monday today.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's not bad for Monday. Quite a few people out here. You know, Monday's usually quiet. Monday, Tuesday, you get to the middle of the week, and the end of the week is usually when it gets, you know, a little more. Nice shirt, man. Cult shirt on. Yeah. Just taking an afternoon perimeter walk. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons people getting all crazy because Elon Musk mentioned buying Hasbro, which would be awesome. He should just buy everything. I mean, I know he's I know what he is, and ultimately he's not on my team, but he really did a world of good for Twitter X. I mean, I could never get away with the stuff I'm doing now on there, you know, because what happens is on Twitter, I don't know if you go there for any reason, but there's always been like a sort of progressive kind of stranglehold on that area, and I think because of it, it's this evil white man kind of meme that's been allowed to foster, because you can just talk shit all day on how terrible the white man is. But if you do anything that's even could be implied as racist, like, I don't know, this statistic here, it's like, you know, you would get banned, you lose your account, you know. Well, it doesn't happen anymore. So you're starting to see a lot more people push back against it. And they should. And I'm one of those people. And we need more of those people. Because we're pretty awesome. You know? You can complain all you want on the platform that my people built. But, you know, with the technology my people built, sitting in a house my people built, in a civilization my people built. Well, not really my people. My people are the Irish. And I love them. I think we're the best people. I think we're the greatest people. But, yeah, we had a hand in that. Well, certainly the building part, but sorry. In the U.S., at least in my area, building things was mostly an Italian thing. They're the best construction guys. If I ever brought some New England Italians here to see some of the fucking jobs they do here, they'd have a heart attack. They'd cry. They'd cry. And those aren't men that cry very often. But, yeah. It's just people need to start yapping back at that, you know? And I do. But the thing about it is, I mean, I would have been banned, like, almost instantly for one of any of the last 100 posts I made there. People aren't used to it. People on the other side, they're not used to that pushback, so they get really unhinged. And occasionally I'll get unhinged too. There was a, not usually at people, but just had like news stories. There's one news story with this, I think he's an Indian guy. It was a story from the UK where the UK is just so fucked right now. He was saying he was alarmed at having so many white co-workers in his job. And, you know, the question becomes, well, why are you there? What are you doing over there? I want you to go back to your country and make that country better. Why do you have to be in the UK? You don't need to be over there. It's the same thing with the Africans in Ireland thing. Like this meme here. And it's true. It's a beautiful country, right? And it's huge. So why do they have to be in Ireland, which is like a quarter of the size? I mean, I know why. And you know why. But other than those nefarious reasons, there's no other reason for them to be there. And of course, you know, they're causing trouble. The Irish people are trying to fight back as best they can. I would say they fought back better than any of the European countries that have had this problem, and it is a problem, and it's only a problem that exists in European countries because there's the evil white man's there. That's why anywhere they are, they get a shipment of diversity, and right away, you know, crime, violent crime, rapes, all this stuff goes right out the window. And it's basically anywhere in the West. You know, like I said before, they're trying to mix the first world in with the third world so that it's all one shit world, you know? And because, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but in the West, first world people, they're used to a certain kind of lifestyle. Things are usually pretty good. No one's murdering each other for fish in the road or something. So they're usually more like, yeah, so yes, come on into our neighborhood, good friend. We'll take care of you. Refugees welcome. Not knowing what is in the minds of these people that they're letting in, who are like, oh, I'm gonna pick the bones off these fucking people. And they do. I don't know if it's too late for the West to realize what's happening to itself to really do anything. And you know what? I mean, there's a whole other thing where it shouldn't do anything. It doesn't, because all this stuff has to come down. It all has to fall apart. And yeah, it's tough to watch. You know, these entities coming into these countries and just destroying them. But it has to. It all has to come down. Satan's kingdom has to come down. So, as much as it's aggravating to watch, then you definitely have to fight back against it. I mean, you can't just stand there and allow yourself to get raped. And I think that's illegal in the UK. What's up, man? How's it going? I think in the UK it's illegal to, if you're being raped, you can't. There was a woman who called the guy that was in the act of it a pig, and she got more time and in more trouble than he did. She got like in legal arrested trouble for that. It's fucking crazy. They're so fucked up over there. Now Australia, they're trying to, or not trying to, they're going to make social media 16 and over. And everybody's like, that's, you know, that's, some people are like, oh, that's good. Kids, you know, won't be on the influence of some of these platforms. But it's not about the kids, it's about you. The way they're going to determine who is under 16 is by figuring out who everyone is that accesses the internet. I mean, it's the only way they would do something like that. So you're going to start seeing more of that too. It's cattle management. You know, they're trying to clamp down, get all their cows in one fucking place, breed them together so they're all kind of the same thing, just so it's easier for them to farm. That's all it is. But, you know, we're living through the annoying part of that. But it's fun over on X to do this stuff. Some of these people don't know what to do. They don't know how to deal with someone saying something back to them and they can't fucking take it. It's great. And you always get that, well, you wouldn't say that in front of me. It's like, no, I wouldn't say this shit, because I don't say this kind of shit in front of anybody. You know, you're not special. I wouldn't be rude. I'm not a fucking asshole. You know, it's the old, how dare you say I'm violent, I'll kill you meme. Which is always funny. Speaking of fucking white people, I was watching something on YouTube, a documentary from 1978 for a Genesis show at Nebworth. And it was glorious watching that thing. Just oceans of my people. Oceans. There was one African dude throughout the whole documentary, and he was working with some guys who were setting up the food and drink areas, and they'd form this human chain, and the camera pans along them, you know, and no one's really paying attention to the camera except the African dude. He sees the camera, he starts moving his head, almost dropping his stuff to keep himself in the shot. I'm like, oh, it's good to see. Fucking things, some things never change. Hilarious shit. I couldn't even, like, it was so the meme that, like, I had to rewind it a couple times to make sure I wasn't fucking. I'm like, no, he's mugging. Like, if they stopped, he'd probably drop whatever the equivalent of a live version of his mixtape would be in 1978 before hip hop. It'd do something. A little soft shoe, you know. Fucking funny. But yeah, it's crazy to watch those historical things and just see, like, oh yeah, that's how this used to be. And that's how it would naturally be if our small-hatted friends didn't fucking scoop these people up and start, oh, they need some there. Oh, they need some there. Oh, they need some there. They wouldn't, under their own power, they're not getting out that continent. Even today. They don't make boats or fucking planes. You can't, they can't. They can't. They have to be scooped up and dropped off places. And even if they did kind of figure out some kind of way to build, like, something that would float for a little bit or travel. There's just no way. You got ocean, and the north of them is a long ass desert, a huge desert. And I've had like arguments with people about that, like, because there's always the idea that, well, Africa, we was pharaohs because, and then just point out to them, no, that's North Africa. That's way up on the other side of the desert. And like, all you gotta do is go through the desert. And it's like, you can't really say to them, like, you know, that would be impossible for you because you'd have to plan ahead with supplies. You have to figure out we need this much water. It takes a lot of mouth, it takes a lot of brains, a lot of resilience, and a lot of, it's nothing you can be lax on. You gotta plan that shit. If you're going that far across a desert that big, that's an operation. So you need to be able to conceptualize more than an hour from now. So that's why it was never crossed. That's why you did. I mean, even those that would think about trying, and I don't think many would have, because it's out of sight, out of mind. You got the fucking animal in front of you. You jump on that, eat that. Oh, that guy from the other tribe, jump on him, eat him. They're not thinking like, hey, I bet there's something through that desert up there. The problem is, it's like when you take people out of there and you put them into the West, right? And they're around Western people, they start thinking or copying how Western people think. So they'll say something like that, like, oh, you know, just go to the desert. Not understanding the only reason they're thinking that is because they're here and they've been around Western people, so they're, you know, copying their thought process. If they never were brought over here, they wouldn't be fucking thinking about that. They wouldn't even know there's a desert there, probably. Because there's mountains, too. So, what can you do? You just have to endure. You gotta endure, man. And laugh. You can't stop it. I guess the best thing you can hope for is just acceleration. And point and laugh the entire time. Till next time. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.